So I've been using the iPad mini for a while now, and over time I've collected a handful of accessories. Some new, some have had a few years and are interchangeable and not specific to the iPad because they either have Bluetooth or USB-C connectivity, and generally make the iPad a little bit more productive. And looking at them all, they're pretty much all travel friendly. So if you're on the go with the iPad mini a lot and looking for some accessories, then this video might just be for you. So the first accessory is the Logitech Keys to Go Bluetooth keyboard. I mentioned this in my previous video about the iPad mini, but you can't, or should I say, Apple doesn't sell an official keyboard folio thing for the iPad mini. The only option is a Bluetooth keyboard, and when I was doing a bit of work with emails back and forth whilst on holiday, the on-screen keyboard on the iPad mini I felt was just not enough. So this is why I picked up the Logitech Keys to Go 2 keyboard. This is a very light keyboard, quite comfortable to type on, much better than the on-screen keyboard on the iPad mini. Compact and relatively thin, and it opens like this with a magnetic clasp, and then it clips on the back like so. And in classic Logitech fashion, you can pair up to 3 devices. You've got brightness controls, media controls, you can toggle between apps and also take a screenshot. And I thought you can charge this through USB-C or something, but you know, it does have batteries and you can access them on the front here. You will do need some Torx screws, and it's powered by 2-cell batteries. And apparently a 3-year battery life. My guess is if you use it a lot, maybe you'll get a year's battery life, maybe 2, I don't know. We shall find out. Ask me again in a year's time. Now, USB-C charging would have been more convenient, but if they did, I think it'll probably be a bit thicker and heavier. So I guess they prioritize weight and a slimmer profile, which I can live with. And this isn't specific to the iPad as such because it's Bluetooth, you can pair it with anything else. So yeah, if you find yourself on the go, commuting, traveling, having a dedicated keyboard like this can drastically improve your workflow with the iPad mini. And moving on to the next item is this iPad case. Now, it may look like a regular iPad case, but I assure you it's not an ordinary one. I actually backed this on Kickstarter myself. And funny enough, Moth reached out around the same time. Long story short, they're now sponsoring this part of the video. And this is the Dynamic Folio from Moth. And what's special or cool about this case, it's a very light case, has very strong magnets, and has the ability to hold your iPad in many positions with some fancy origami wizardry. Let me show you. So on the case, there are 2 circle markings here and here. And if I connect the 2 here and pop it up, this is called floating theater mode. And I have the iPad mini, so it's about 2 inches or 6 centimeters from the table. And depending on what iPad model you have, you'll have a different height elevation. And it gives you a better viewing angle. So handy when you're watching a podcast, tutorial, or acting as a secondary display. And then if I drop it down like this, you get floating creation mode. And this is more useful if you're using your iPad more interactively, and you might be drawing diagrams, sketching, and this is a great angle for you to work on. And then if I pull this apart, and these 2 lines here, if I connect them together, you have something called dual screen mode. And this top section here, you can rest your phone, maybe you can watch a video, a tutorial or something, and then you can use your iPad to take notes as well. And this also doubles up as a way to rest on your leg. So those times you're sitting and you don't have a table to rest on, you can use this to rest it on your leg. Then there's vertical mode, which you can use this flap on the back and you secure it like this, and this gives you an 80-degree viewing angle. And those are some of the main positions or modes you can use the Dynamic Folio, and there are quite a few different modes to explore yourself, but those markings on the case are helpful indicators to get you started. Oh, and you also get this, or you can get this as an extra. It's a modular pen holder. This attaches to the case magnetically, and this is useful if you want to secure your Apple Pencil to your iPad, a bit more secure, not just relying on the magnets on the iPad and the pencil. And this is actually a quite nice texture feel of the case as well, a bit of grippy, so it's made of vegan leather. Anyway, if you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description below for you to check out, and Moth have kindly given a 10% discount. And thank you, Moth, for sponsoring this part of the video. Now, the next item I have is the portable SSD. This is the Lexar Professional Go Portable. This comes in a 1TB, 2TB versions. This is a 1TB, and it comes with a rubber pouch jacket. I'm gonna call it a jacket because it's quite cute. And let me show you how small this is in comparison. So I've got the popular Samsung T drive, and I've also got a credit card just to show you how small it is. It also comes in a protective case, also a angled USB-C adapter, and if you go for the hub version, you can get a pouch, and that includes a USB-C hub as well, and that gives you additional USB-C ports. I actually use this to shoot 4K Apple ProRes with the iPhone 15 and 16 Pro, and it's much quicker to transfer files back and forth, and sometimes AirDrop is not reliable or fast enough, so it's much quicker and reliable this way. It is IP65 rated, which means it's dustproof and waterproof, but not in the submerging waterproof sense, just light splashes. So if you're out in the rain, a few splashes, you're okay, but if it's completely submerged in water, you may have to kiss your data goodbye. Now the next item on the list is not going to be very interesting. You can probably see it's a cable. Now hold on, give me a chance before you click away, because it has a twist, or should I say a split, and that's right, split cable, baby. Why is this good? Well, if you're traveling on the go a bit and you have or need to charge multiple devices and you don't want to carry extra cables, then this might be the answer to your prayers that you never asked for. You can charge your iPad or laptop and phone at the same time, but you will need a charger that's powerful enough, so do bear that in mind when using this cable. Next, I had this for a while, very useful. I'll keep this short. It's a USB-C hub from Anker. It's a 7-in-1. I don't think they make this specific one anymore, but there are updated versions. It's that old. But why is this good? Because it has everything you need. It's got SD card slots, USB-C ports, HDMI, and most importantly, a power delivery pass-through. So you get all the ports, but you can also charge at the same time. And that's useful for something like an iPad mini that only has a USB-C port available, and attaching this opens up a whole host of connectivity. Now I'm always on the lookout for a battery bank that's small, portable, and has a large capacity, basically breaking the laws of physics. Because with so many devices, and if you're traveling, working, you need the juice, you need the battery. So I have these so far, not one, not two, but too many battery banks. This is a MagSafe one from Anker, and to be fair, you can only use it for the iPhone and not the iPad. This is a 10,000 milliamp battery, but handy for the iPhone. It does get a bit warm when charging through long periods, so I only use it for short, quick charges. But these two, this one's the Anker Zolo power bank, and this is the Anker Nano power bank, both 30 watts, 10,000 milliamp battery. Both have attachable USB-C cables, which is very convenient for charging. Both have battery life indicator displays. Then you have this. This is a very cute small portable one, smallest of the bunch. This is 5,000 milliamp battery, and you have a basic battery indicator and also attached USB-C cable. In this part, you can actually attach an iPhone Lightning port, but you can only charge the battery bank from this external cable thing. But Charge have released a version 2 where you can charge from either port. My personal favorite is probably this one from Anker. This is probably the best all round. Plenty of juice to charge my iPad and iPhone on the go, and I can hand it to my partner if she needs to charge her phone as well. In terms of weight and size and for what it gives out, this is not a bad size overall. Now the next item I'm not going to talk too much about, but it is an iPad accessory nonetheless, and it's the Apple Pencil USB-C version. This is the cheapest of the bunch, charges through USB-C, and if you want an official and basic stylus for the iPad, then the USB-C version is probably the one to go for. Otherwise you have to cough up extra for the Apple Pencil Pro. That has the magnetic charging, all the fancy gesture controls and pressure sensitivity and tilt sensitivity. If you find yourself needing that in your workflow, then by all means go for the Apple Pencil Pro. But if you want a basic stylus from Apple to take notes and draw diagrams, and you don't need those fancy gesture controls, then this iPad Pencil is absolutely fine. Yes, it's not as convenient as the MagSafe charging with the Apple Pencil Pro, and annoyingly, when you charge through USB-C, there's no LED indicator whilst charging, but you do save some money for that compromise. And finally, a Sling Bag. I did a review on this last year, and in that video, I wasn't sure if a mini could fit because I didn't have one at the time, but some of you kind people out there who do have a mini and the bag have confirmed it does fit, and you're not wrong, it does totally fit. So iPad mini, if I slot that in back here, it's a great sling for everyday items, and all the items I featured in this video, they fit. Even the keyboard, if I take that, nice and easy. And those are my top practical, portable, travel-friendly items for your iPad mini. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one.